Hi members, coming to you this week for our first video of 2021, talking about wedges and wedge play. And when I go out and see amateurs or players that are struggling with their wedges, the thing I see most often is players trying to hoist wedges way up in the air and get that ball to land really soft. And if you go out and you watch tour players or really good wedge players, what you see is them control that ball much more, hit a lower trajectory, and they get that ball to take that one hop and stop. Okay, so we're kind of talking about how to do that and how to make your wedge play, your wedge swing more consistent. So a couple of things. One big important thing is ball position. Okay, I see a lot of players get back a ball way back in their stance on ball position in a wedge. So I have my 58-degree wedge here, and I see a lot of players play that ball way back here, and what happens is that makes our swing really steep, and we stuff that club into the ground a lot of times. So we chunk the ball, or we swing down, and at that last second kind of scoop under, and we'll hit that really high ball. Okay? Occasionally I'll see the ball a little bit too far forward for a player, but more often than not, it's the ball too far back. Where we want that ball in our stance is right about in the middle of our stance, or a little bit behind the middle of our stance. Okay, so with the wedge, keep that ball middle to just behind the middle. One of the second things I see is players have been told to open their stance when they get to a wedge, and so we'll see a stance. I'll act as though I'm hitting a shot this way. I'll see a player trying to hit a shot straight ahead and have their feet set up like this, which causes us to cut across the ball and also moves that ball back in our stance. So we talked about ball position, talked about making sure that you line up straight. The last thing that we do on a wedge is we're not going to have a big huge weight shift like we do on a regular golf swing, where we're big weight shift back and weight shift through. Okay, so we're going to keep our weight more focused on our left leg here. Okay, so when I swing on a full swing, my left knee would come in towards the ball back here, and I swing back through. On a wedge swing, I'm going to keep that weight much more centered on my left side, and that knee is going to stay right over my left foot, and then swing down and through. Okay? Big keys when you're trying to hit wedges is make sure you're not swinging too hard, make sure that ball position is good, and then we're trying to make a controlled swing with that ball in the middle of the stance with the weight left to help us hit down through that ball, not scoop that ball up into the air. You make that controlled swing, that'll help you keep that trajectory down and be able to control the bounce when it gets onto the green and not have to worry as much about the wind. So when we're hitting these wedges, it's going to look a little bit like this. I got that ball about in the middle of my stance, got my standard grip. I get my weight set a little bit more, probably about 60% of my weight here, 40% of my weight on my right side. And when I swing, again, that knee's going to stay straight there. I'll hit one here,